you know I picked up this iPhone X, and here we have the Spigen Tough Armor case, which is one of my favorite cases. If you don't know, I love Spigen cases, so I'm gonna put these up head to head. Now, when I first got my iPhone X, the first case I picked up was this Otterbox Commuter case. Now, this is actually surprised me. I had stayed away from Otterbox for a while because of the bulk and heaviness, but they have gotten so much better over time. This commuter case is very light, is very protective, and has peace of mind. Now, this Tough Armor case that I'm gonna get ready to open up is pretty much the equivalent of the commuter case to some degree, but with a feature or two more. And it's a little bit more low profile. Now we'll get into that. This is the case that I had on my Galaxy Note 8. This is the case that I have come to know and love from Spigen. This is my favorite one that they make. I also like the rugged armor one as well. Those are my two favorite. I'm gonna get into trying more Spigen cases because Spigen has really great affordable cases. And that is the key word. They are affordable. I love that. And as you can see, this one has a kickstand. There's a few instructions about it and so forth. But we'll get to that later. Now, let's go ahead and remove the commuter case from Otterbox. This is kind of going to be somewhat of a comparison and versus, but also I just want you to know these are probably like two of the best protective cases that you could get for your iPhone X. And the reason I would even say that is because these are both very light and they're pretty low profile. Now, in a protective case, the bulk and heaviness is the number one thing I'm unattracted to. So if I can find a protective case that is light and still kind of low profile and doesn't make me feel like I have a big bulky protective case on it, I'm all game. So after giving the iPhone X a wipe, I'm gonna give you a look at this bad boy. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to put the Spigen case on top of this. So you already know you got the TPU cover that comes with this case, and then there's also the hard shell, which is similar to the way the commuter is built. There's a TPU, and then there's the hard plastic cover. Now the Spigen's plastic cover is a little more low profile, but I think when I put them together, they're gonna be very close and very similar in size and everything. So, you know, take your time, get this case to snap on fully, get it locked in and so forth. So actually in the hand, this case feels great. It feels awesome, it feels very light. All of the buttons are functional when you use these Spigen cases. I've never had a Spigen case with any issues on buttons. Now this right here is the kicker. This is the A1 feature that these Spigen Tough Armor cases have. They have a kickstand. So for watching media, especially video, in landscape mode, it makes it so much easier. Yeah, you always gotta make sure you clip these cases down. But when it comes to watching video in landscape mode, you got two angles. You got a more almost 90-degree angle, then you got one that's more of like a 45-degree angle, depending on which way you flip the phone. So let's go ahead and pull up some content on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit up this CJKnowsTECH channel and let's watch a video real quick. All right, for those of you that follow my channel, you know that was the video I made pointing out the reasons why I missed Apple. I just came from Android. I was on the Galaxy Note 8, and before that I was on the Nexus 6P. But I've recently just switched back to the iPhone X to get the iPhone experience and see what Apple has to offer. Right here you can see this is my Galaxy Note 8, and on it I have the exact same case. This is the Spigen Tough Armor. So this is the case that I rocked with for the entirety of my Note 8 ownership because I actually love this case. Now as you can see right here, we got a little bit of the iOS 11 glitching out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, soak that up, Android users. But over and all, back to these cases, like as you can see, I'm a practitioner of the Spigen case. So when I sit here and I recommend and advertise for Spigen, this is not a sponsored video. They don't know who I am. But as you can see, these are the cases I like. You get the same build and form factor that you get, but look at the size difference from the iPhone X and to the Galaxy Note 8. It's crazy. Same thing with the weight, but these are very awesome tactile buttons. I love the style that Spigen has put on this Tough Armor case, which is why I continue to return and go back to it. Yes, you have to make sure once you get this thing on the first time, you click it on real good. All right, let me show you how these buttons function. absolutely no issues, no problem, nice and smooth. As always, Spigen comes through again on that department. Now you also get a lip, which protects your phone, so if you put it down face down, you don't have to worry about your glass getting protected. I do highly recommend a screen protector though, and the Whitestone Dome screen protector is the one that I choose and I use, and I definitely have one for the iPhone X that will be getting put on there. But as you see, you get that front lip protection, and that's always A1 in my book. Now let's talk about the removal process. Literally up here, you just take your thumb, get it off in the corners and work your way down. That's the typical, I think, removal process on any case. Also, for those people who want to keep the iPhone Apple logo on flex, you got the hole and see-through on both of these cases, so it is not covered up in either one of these cases. Right here we got the outer box, got that certified drop protection and so forth. Now I will say this, with the outer box, I do feel a bit more comfortable as far as a drop goes, but with the Spigen case, I am still comfortable. I have dropped my Galaxy Note 8 inside of the Spigen Tough Armor case a ton of times, and I've had no issues so far. Now, as far as weight goes, these are pretty much very close and similar. I'm going to say that the Spigen might be a little bit lighter. Now, when it comes down to size, they're very, very, very close. Now, the Otterbox has this more rounder, robust look, which I think gives it the feeling to your eye that it's bigger. But as you can see, when you put these side by side, they're very close in size. But I'm going to say that the Spigen case is slimmer at the end of the day. Now, if we turn these over and we take a look at them and we compare it, it's pretty much the same. Now, I will say the Otterbox does have a bigger, long hard shell, but the Spigen has this here kickstand. And that kickstand is pretty convenient. I will say that on my Galaxy Note 8, I use that kickstand consistently. Now, the smoothness of the Otterbox on the back end makes it slide across surfaces a lot easier. Now, I think the rubber at the top and bottom of the Spigen case will make it probably not slide as much. So that's something to think about. But as far as the build and construction goes, these are like very similar. As you can see, same cutouts in the same area for the buttons where the TPU is in place, same cutouts for your Apple logo and camera, obviously. But the one thing I will say is I think the Otterbox has a deeper lip. I definitely think it's a lot more in depth. So when it comes to putting your phone face down or dropping your phone face down, I think you're gonna get a more of a lip on the Otterbox, so that there means more protection in that sense. So I'm gonna go with the Otterbox as far as the lip goes and protection. So if you worried about the lip and putting your phone face down and you want a deeper lip, the Otterbox is probably the case to go to for you out of these two. All right, so I'm gonna show you what it's like to install the Otterbox. Since you got to see me put the Spigen case on to the iPhone X, I'm going to show you what it's like to put the Otterbox on. As you see, just throw that TPU right on, real smooth, real easy. Yeah, I'm going to say for sure the Otterbox has the better lip, but that's not the determining factor at all. So let's just talk about these two cases. Let's kind of weigh in on the pros and cons. One thing you want to talk about is cost and budget. Now, the Otterbox is definitely the more expensive case. The Spigen case is more budget friendly, which is what I love about it, because you're getting very comparable protection and very comparable build quality at a better price. Now, that's not to knock the Otterbox, because the Otterbox is built very well. But I will say this, that kickstand that you get on the Spigen case is very valuable. Now, right here, we're going to talk about this Whitestone Dome glass screen protector. This is one that I highly recommend. With either one of these cases, you're going to need to protect your screen, because if you drop it on top of something that gets in between the lip and hits your glass directly, you're going to be out of luck there. Now, let's just finish throwing this Otterbox on so you can see the process in full. Now, it could be a little bit tricky, especially down at the bottom where this charger port cover is, and it's always been like that on the Otterbox cases. Down there at the bottom, there's always been that little rustle and tussle just to get it on. But honestly, once you get it on, it's on there. You kind of got to manipulate the TPU a little bit, and that goes for all cases that are like this. You gotta, make sure you get the hard shell to lock in on the grooves that it's supposed to lock in on. Oh yeah, those dual speakers coming down on the iPhone X. breath of fresh air, but we'll talk about that on another video. So I'm gonna put this Whitestone dome glass obviously on the iPhone X because it is a must. Highly recommend it. And there will be an installation video. Actually, I'm gonna have it pop up in the corner right now. You can go and watch me go through the installation process and find out why the Whitestone dome glass is what I say the best screen protector to put on any of your flagship devices. I have put it on all of mine, from the Note 8 to the Pixel 2 to the iPhone 7 or 8, and now it's going on the iPhone X. So the verdict is out. Which one of these cases do I say you should get? Honestly, it comes down to you and your budget. Spigen cases, I love how budget friendly they are. The Otterbox is a nice option actually, but you know what I'm saying? You get a little bit more with the Spigen case at a cheaper price. So how can you lose there? You honestly can't. So I'm gonna leave the choice up to you. I'm not gonna put the verdict out. These are both great cases. Go ahead and pull the trigger on which one you think is great. Also have another leather case review coming up right after this. It'll probably be linked up in one of these square boxes right here. Don't forget, smash that like button, smash that sub button. My name is CJ. This is CJ Knows Tech, where I love to talk tech, sneakers, and anything creative.